Hey Eurovision fans, today we're reacting to Norway's song for Eurovision 2025. It's Kyle Alessandro singing Lighter. I'm going to listen react to the live performance, give you my analysis of the artist, the song and the staging, talk about whether this can qualify and what it could do in the final. So, let's kiki. Hi, my name is Tom. I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So if you want to see my very first reaction to Kyle singing Lighter, I did a reaction video where I reacted to all 9 songs in Melodi Grand Prix this year. Go check that out. To summarize, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really well constructed Norwegian sounding pop song with really good progression throughout. In general, Melodi Grand Prix this year is the weakest one that I've ever covered. There were just very few enjoyable songs in my opinion. I only have one single download, which was Kyle. I had all my hopes pinned on him. There was another fan favorite, Natalie. Generally, I love that Norse pop sound, but this year it wasn't working for me. I thought she really elevated an MGP though. In the end, the actual show looked really great. Really well done. Everything felt quite quick. Kyle absolutely mopped up the jury. This is one of the most extreme national finals I've ever had where I absolutely loved one song and did not care about the rest. There's a lot of national finals I go into where I don't really mind who wins that much because there'll be a couple of entries that I like. This year I was absolutely fixated on Kyle winning, so very happy. I think this is the first national final in this entire season where my winner has actually won. Okay, let's find out a little bit about Kyle. He is currently 18 years old, born in 2006, but he's going to be turning 19 on March 10th. Happy birthday, Kyle, if you're watching. He did leave me a very sweet comment on my MGP videos, and he was born to a Spanish father and a Norwegian mother, hence the surname Alessandro. He's been taking part in talent contests since the age of 10, and you may also remember him from 2023 when he was part of Umami Tsunami singing Geronimo, which qualified to the final and then came last. I thought he was a real star in that performance. You could see that he had a real magnetic personality, fantastic dancer. He looked like the Justin Timberlake of the group, let's just put it that way. So not a surprise that he decided to go solo a couple of years later and enter MGP. Okay, I'm going to react to the live performance. I'll leave as much of the original audio and visuals in as possible. If I do need to make changes, I'll put them up onto my Patreon. Okay, this is Kyle singing Lighter. Want to know my secret bang? Beautiful start. Look at that gorgeous opening tableau of these mountains with this blue sunrise. So gorgeous. And this gateway portal. Look at his dance control. That rise up from the squat. He's got fantastic poise. That background is divine. And I love this kind of slight samurai dancing. Fantastic. Vocals sound really good. It could be better. He's going to practice, don't worry. He loves the contest. Look at that, we're changing this beautiful desolation fire background. Fantastic dancing as well. This is such a bop. I love this song so much. Love the dancer styling as well. Look at this, real kind of give a little bit of funky, a little bit of R&B dancing as well. He's such a hard hitter. His dancing is fantastic. While keeping a clean vocal as well. He's a super talent. This bit sounds a little bit, the vocal could be a tiny bit stronger. Great connection with the camera. And he's hitting all his marks because he's a professional. Great dancing as well. Choreo, look, the dancers all have different choreo, which is a huge plus for me. Bit of fire, love it. Entertainment. And we've still got this hellscape behind him. Tying with the lighter fire theme. Flames, obsessed. So good. I love when he does those squats. He's keep moving up and down. It's fantastic. It's such a fun chorus. I love this. I listen to this in the gym all the time. And he's doing good choreo, but he's not sacrificing his performance because he can do both. Look at that ball on fire. Love it. Small details. So cute. This is the Howls dance break, I think. Need a bit better lighting here. I can't really see them that clearly, but that'll be better at Eurovision. It still looks super cool, like the audience and the flames, amazing. And this beautiful moment with this white light. Again, great contact, sincerity. He really wants to be it. I can feel it so much. Notes, yes. High notes, lovely. I can see the intensity in this last chorus. I know it's the last chorus from how he's presenting. The urgency here, a little bit of a small smile, wonderful. And we change back to the blue now. He's controlled the fire. And here's the Hall's dance. Another big note. Stop it. So good. Super professional. So clean. That is just such a, that is like textbook clean, super clean, super well designed staging. I think that's so wonderful. Really, really entertaining. Let's focus on the staging first. Lovely beginning. I love when we come in, we have this portal gate with these uneven, it's giving me fantasy. It's giving Game of Thrones, but a little bit more fun. No, Game of Thrones is fantasy. It's giving Game of Thrones fantasy, a little bit of Lord of the Rings as well. So really, really cool scene setting. We've got this entertaining, fun fantasy scene to start off. I love how Kyle moves. He is such a super strong dancer, which we knew from that Umami Tsunami performance 2 years ago. But just the way he like slowly moves up and down with his fantastic control, it just adds this extra layer and smoothness to the performance that is just so wonderful. This is like a real proper performer who's not just standing there rigid like a frozen cod. He knows how to move, he knows how to emote, make contact, give out different emotions during the performance. We see some fear, we see some hope, we see some happiness towards the end. I love it. And this staging, look, I'm not going to say this is the most groundbreaking staging of all time. This is like a pop staging, but it's so good. If you're going to do your genre of staging this well, you get a pass. I don't care if people say this is a little bit basic. I love these visuals. I love that background where we start with these blue ombres into black, and then we change into this hellscape where it's on fire, and then we change back to the blues as well. The lighting effect on this really simple prop of these asymmetrical pillars, which look like something from Stonehenge or a portal, something from a computer game. Just really, really fun. Totally transports me away. I was so entertained when I was watching this. It's an entertainment show. Being entertained. Somebody gets it. So many things I like here. I like the costumes on the dancers. I like that they're a little bit covered up, giving a little bit of a ninja, samurai, assassin feel. These are knights which are coming out to help him. I like the dancing in it. Again, that hard hitting, completing the move. I was a little bit critical of one teeny tiny part of Justina's staging where she's doing the hitting and it just looks a little bit like she's flapping. The rest of the performance is amazing. Don't come for me, Polish people. Kyle, he just finishes each move really quickly. You just watch it like this is a professional dancer. He's still working within his limitations as well, which is so clever. He hasn't given himself too much to do. There's moments when he stops and the 4 dancers are frantic around him so he can hit all the big notes. So this is super strategic. It's so measured. This is like pop perfection performance. For me, there's gonna be people who say they don't like it. That's fine. Not everybody's gonna like it, but I think this is the best visualization of the song pretty much that you could possibly have. You know, there's some people just not going to like the song and it doesn't matter how good the staging is, or they're not going to like the staging style, but I can't think of many ways to make this better with the base product that they have. It feels authentic to the song, it feels authentic to him, it feels super authentic to Norway. This staging is so Scandi Norway coded. It does remind me a little bit of Dragon from last year from Liamu, I'm going to be honest, but I don't care because I loved Liamu's staging. I hated that it didn't get to go to Eurovision because it was my favorite song. So I'm kind of like, I want them to take all the best bits of that. I would like him actually to have a part with a fire in his hand like Liamu did last year. Also, in 2020, someone else did that in Norway. One last time, Ryan Alexander, he also did the flame trick. Steal it. Kyle, if you're watching this video, steal the fire trick. It's super cool. I don't think anyone's actually done it at Eurovision yet. They've done it in national finals, but they haven't won. Steal their trick, change it a little bit to make it like Kyle unique. But yeah, I would love to see something involving like a flame, especially that slower bit where the light's shining down on him. We could have a bit of distraction from the dancers and then we could have him rising up. I still love that lighting, it's beautiful, but then just lifting up the flame or something like that. It'd be such a fun camp moment. It does tie in with the song as well. The song is about him creating his own fire, his own spark, having self-confidence coming from himself and his own motivations and being self-reliant and independent. So him creating his own fire, I think actually ties in lyrically and to the staging as well. Costume wise, love that he's dressed up as a knight. Does it make sense? No. Do I care? No. Love it. It's my Game of Thrones dance fantasy. Absolutely wonderful. And I love as well that he is a man dancing on stage. We get so few male dance breaks in Eurovision. The main one I remember like proper dance breaks. You know, Baby Lasagna doing this is not a dance break. The main one I remember is Switzerland in 2019. That's how far back I need to go to think of a man dancing on stage. And I think that's a really huge representation as well. I remember when I was a kid growing up, I used to do dance, not professionally, more amateur, but I remember how I used to get bullied for being a boy who was dancing. If I'd been able to have seen someone like Kyle dancing on stage and just seen somebody else do it, I would have been like, okay, wow, that's fine, there's someone else doing it. It just would have normalized it for me. So I love that there's lots of young boys and girls all over Europe who are going to be watching this, watching Kyle dance and sing and look really cool on stage and say it's okay for boys to dance. So I love this representation. I'm such a freaking super fan. If you've seen my Twitter, you know I'm a fan of King Kyle. I think he's such a sweet guy. When he won the contest, even when he got his first 12 points, he was crying. And then just this like real humility he was showing when all the points were coming in. He was genuinely surprised. He was super thankful and grateful. There was no attitude here at all. For me, it just shows that he's down to earth. He super wants to go. Like at the end, when he's accepting the trophy, I had to take a photo of it on my You can just see the disbelief in his face. I just find that super endearing. I'm already seeing a couple of people attacking him, being derogatory towards him. I'm going to defend this kid until the end of the contest because I'm getting the impression he's a really lovely person. Even though it might not be the most groundbreaking thing, lots of people just want real high quality Scandi pop, me included. So I absolutely love this. This is really high in my rankings in case you hadn't worked out between the lines yet. I've already spoken about the song, but let's do a quick review of the song as well. You know, we get a lot of songs which are about self-empowerment. I just like he's doing it in a slightly different way. This isn't the usual cliches that we get for self-empowerment. He has picked a different topic of being the slider, creating your own fire. It's unique enough for me. I've never heard those lyrics before. Some people will say they're basic. He's not recycling stuff like we're getting constantly in Melfest this year. Let's get to a couple of lyrics I thought were cool. Golden girl dressed so nice, a heart as dark as night, you got me to dim my light no more. So talking about someone who's spurned him, it's affected his confidence and he's trying to rebuild that. I really think I bought your lies, did anything to keep you mine, you kept me hooked on your line no more. Like, this is good. This is not recycled lyrics from Angels Who Are Crying, Love From Above, Pain and Rain, Fire and Desire. This is something new. Somewhere along the way I lost my might, I had to walk 100,000 miles, I'm not afraid to set it all on fire, I won't fall again, I'll be my own lighter. Really simple, really cute. I like these lyrics. They do feel personal. The song was written by him and Adam Woods. So Adam Woods you might know from Melodi Festival. I think he's entered 2 times before. So yeah, and we actually saw Adam sitting beside him on the couch at MGP. So I'm getting the personal feel from this, that he actually wrote this himself. It is autobiographical. I'm sorry, I love him. I love Melfest. I really do. Like, I follow it every single year. Of course, it's one of my favorite national finals. But I think one of the problems is that the artists aren't writing the songs. They're written by this group of 8 or 9 people who have this chokehold on all the songs that go to Melodi Festival. They write these meaningless songs that have no intention behind them, and then they give them to an artist who has no connection to the song whatsoever. And I feel that on stage, this total disconnect. But I'm getting this with Kyle, that this is his baby, this is his project that he wrote, and I'm seeing this in the lyrics, and I feel it. And then finally the chorus, nothing can burn me now, I'll be my own lighter, I feel a spark inside of me, I don't need saving, no way, I'm my own lighter. I really like it. I think he's done a great job here. I think it's such a cute song. And like I said, I'm bopping to this in the gym. It's keeping me going when I'm doing awful cardio. Okay, so is this going to qualify? This is the big conversation that's been going this year. And I spoke about this in my Ukraine video. As soon as the super qualification countries have a teeny tiny blip, people love to jump on and say they aren't qualifying this year, because I think a lot of people want to be the first one who said it. So despite the fact that MGP was so weak this year, in the end, I actually think Norway have a really great entry and could actually do okay. So there was a lot of doom and gloom at the start of the season when the songs were released saying MGP is so weak, Norway aren't going to qualify this year. I think that they've got a pretty decent chance. Keep in mind now, Norway have qualified 6 years in a row. That doesn't happen by coincidence. That shows that there is a understanding within the delegation of strategy, how to present. People in Europe generally enjoy the music that they're putting forward. Obviously last year there was a little bit of a blip with Gote. They came 10th. But that was something quite different. It was in Norwegian, it was a rock song, it was something outside of what Norway normally send. And I think it was a very excellent risk, even though it came last in the final. Lighter feels a lot safer to me. Let's look at this first semi-final. Norway are in the second half, which gives them an 11% better chance of qualifying to the final because of running order. And we just look at who else is here. We only have 8 of the 15 songs, but Kyle is currently has the pop category under wraps. Like, everybody else is a little bit more niche, a little bit more unusual. So I think anyone who's just looking for a palate cleanser or just something a little bit more familiar, just a normal Scandi pop song, this is just absolutely the one. Obviously Tommy Cash is giving humor. Justina is giving a bit of an ethnic feel. I do think choreography wise it might clash a little bit, but I do think Kyle is a stronger dancer than Justina is. Justina is a stronger singer, and it looks like she's going to have a couple more stunts, a little bit more kitchen camp. Clement's doing a ballad totally different. Zifferblatt's vibe is different. So is Circosa Electronica and Mama Gama as well. Red Sebastian's going full into the club with EDM. We have two internal selections coming from Theo, Evan and Claude. I think Claude could be a little bit of a contender in terms of this like mainstream pop appeal. Also, Theo Evan is having a dark dancey song, so that is definitely a clash. It's kind of ironic because we normally have so few male dance breaks or dance orientated songs, and this year it looks like we're having a minimum of 3: Theo Evan, Adonis, and Kyle Alessandro. Kyle's a little bit unlucky that he has one of them in his semi-final because Adonis is on his own in semi-final number 2. I think that they can be spread apart enough. I hope that the producers put them on either end so that they don't go too close to each other. But I think a male dance break is something that is going to stand out a lot in the contest because it is so freaking rare. Even though these are pop songs, male dance breaks just don't happen. Like I said, I'm sure there's been one in the last 4 years, but I cannot think of anyone apart from Luca Hani. What are the other male dance breaks? Proper male dance breaks, not Yost doing this and Baby Lasagna doing that. Like full on stop what you're doing dance breaks, leave them in the comments down below. So I feel this has got a really decent chance to qualify at this point. We have to see what else is submitted to the semi-final. Obviously Sweden's in the semi-final, which is going to give Norway points, but it's also going to clash because it's also going to be a Scandi pop song as well. Iceland, if they choose vibe, again, I think that's going to be a totally different vibe. Also, Iceland giving points to Norway as well. Yeah, I think there's two main considerations of qualifying. Do you have a good entry? Yes, this is a good entry. Very solid. Second consideration is who else is there. If you've got 6 other entries which are doing the exact same thing as you, but better, you're kind of screwed. I'm not getting that vibe right now. I feel like everyone else is doing something a little bit different, and I definitely think that Kyle can stand out. I think he needs to lean into what he does really strong, which is it is a slight boy band style performance, but it's done so well. I think a lot of people like that. Pretty confident that they are going to be able to convert this into a qualification. It might be 8th, 9th, 10th. It doesn't matter as long as you get across the line. Could this potentially close the show? I would say Strobe Lights would probably be a more appropriate candidate at this point in time. But yeah, I think it could also depend a little bit what happens with Cyprus and Norway. I imagine they're going to be put as far away from each other as possible. So maybe one of them will be 8th in the running and the other will be 14th. So whether he's 8th or 14th could potentially affect his qualification. And that comes down to things like props, color palettes, practical staging considerations that we don't know right now. So there could be a little bit of luck involved as well. If this does make it through to the final, what could it do? I think this will do okay. I'm not expecting this to be right up in the top 10 unless he really nails it. Like I said, it is about how unique you are compared to everybody who's around you. You know, if Theo Evan and Adonis also have really, really good dance breaks and are also doing a dark style of pop staging, that's just gonna be competition. How good Cyprus and Czechia are could really affect Kyle in the final. I think the jury will appreciate this. His jury notes sound really clean. Verses could be a little bit stronger in terms of power behind the voice, but his dancing's excellent. The song is solid, great pop, which the jury will tend to appreciate. So yeah, I'm expecting this to do probably equally well with the jury and the televote. Norway tend to have a higher televote than they do jury. I actually think this will be a better jury song for them than normal, and I'm expecting this to finish kind of somewhere mid-table. You know, if the luck doesn't go his way, maybe a little bit lower down. If the luck does go his way, possibly pushing towards the top 10. We know that Norway has an incredible record. Since 2013, Norway have had 7 top 10 finishes. So they know what they're doing. They know how to get the job done. It is a new head of delegation, but I do believe there's other members of the team who are staying the same. This is a really good chance for this delegation to show off what they got. And I think that Kyle's going to be super passionate and wanting to get the best result ever for Norway. Okay, let's have a look at the odds. And we can see that Norway are in 25th spot, which is where they were when the national final happened. So hasn't moved up or down. I'm not expecting this to win at all. I think the goal for this should be as solid a qualification as possible and then really try and push for the left side of the scoreboard. Let's check and see how this is doing on the Eurovision scoreboard. And this is currently in 6th spot, which is really, really good out of 19 songs now. So a pretty warm reception from the Eurovision community as well. Okay, that's what I thought about Kyle Alessandro singing lighter. What did you think? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Thank you to those who've been supporting me on Buy Me Coffee and PayPal. If you want to support the channel, I'll leave a link for you here and also in the description down below. And of course, thank you to my wonderful patrons who are patronizing me from all around the world. On my Patreon, you can get early releases, original audio, you can be in the credits, you can support the channel. Go check it out if you're a fan. Of course, thank you so much just for being here, and I hope to see you in another Eurovision analysis video very soon. Goodbye.